So looking at each stage of the collaborative college advising model, there might be different things that arise for each student at different stages. So looking at a prospective student, somebody who is looking at a program at our college, they might be faced with questions about whether or not this is the right program for them. Is this something that is going to pique their interest? What are those interests? So something listed in the graphic as an event that the student could attend would be the open house. Another option would be a test drive, which we have many prospective students come through and actually spend a day with our students, deciding whether or not this might be the program for them. Is this something that interests them? Is this something they can see themselves doing? And at that time, we actually get to, as faculty, spend some time with those students, answering questions and, and advising really from the get-go. The next stage would be the transition in student, so someone who has chosen the program. Listed in the pamphlet, again in the graphic, an event that these students might attend would be the Get Started program. Something else that we're looking at for our transition in students is what we're calling pre-advisement. And this would be a way of starting the advisement before we actually even meet these students face to face. So having information available to them, whether it be through video or whether it be through phone conversation, in-person meeting, so that we can help them identify what the program is going to look like for them. And again, identify any barriers or things that might come up before they actually make it to the classroom. For the in-progress student, this is what we deal with on a day-to-day basis, is identifying different areas that the students might need to work on, different barriers to their learning and learning difficulties, and again, talking about the student as a whole, how they are interacting with one another, how they're interacting with their environment, and working with them to overcome any issues that they're having. So again, a signature event that the student might be able to attend would be orientation. So for those students who have signed up to this class, we actually make sure for our students in particular that we get them as a class on that day to give them a breakdown of what is expected within the program. So this also helps prepare them and help them come up with questions that they might have. So on the first day of class, we're able to identify them right away. And again, any learning strategies or resources that they might need, we're able to identify them earlier on. For a transition out student, we are talking about students who are ready to go out into the workforce, or at this point we hope they're ready to go out into the workforce. So for these students, we have graduation that they could be attending, but also we have externship and we have exit interviews. So these are times when we can actually be collaborating with our industry partners in advising these students as far as what their career is going to look like. And we also, again, with our exit interviews, can be advising them if they have concerns about employment, what that looks like for them. For our students, there is licensing involved. So we want to make sure that they're comfortable going through that process and that we can help get them through or give them the tools that they need to navigate through that process. And then the last one would be alumni. And this is, again, keeping our students engaged in the community college experience and even possibly incorporating them into our collaborative advising model. So we have students that once they have left us, it's not an issue for those students, but to help advise our then current students, we actually bring back former students as tutors. And also in one project that our students participate in called a table clinic, we actually encourage them to go out and find a mentor within their community, which usually consists of some of our alumni, and they use that person or they work with that person in guiding them through not only their project but their experience as a dental assisting student. So it's really nice that it can come full circle through this collaborative college advising model through the different stages.